Time for another Do You Believe Me? Producer Neve, who do we have today?
Today, you guys are speaking to mentalist, entertainer, and subconscious mind specialist, Keith Barry.
Hey, baby.
Hey, lads. How are you?
Welcome to the show. Oh, I'm looking forward to this because I feel like you might try and get into our brain with this one. You have a story, but do we believe you is the big question, Keith. What do you have for us?
So, I was working as the chief mentalism and magic consultant on Now You See Me 1 a number of years ago. And we were filming in New Orleans, and Woody Harrelson asked me to join for dinner. Now, when I turned up for dinner, Woody Harrelson was sat there with Mark Ruffalo. So all of a sudden now I'm having dinner, and I didn't know Mark Ruffalo was going to be there. I'm having dinner with Woody Harrelson and Mark Ruffalo in New Orleans, just the three of us. And they were filming the next day, so they weren't really supposed to be drinking, but that all went out the window when I turned up. So we had a couple of drinks, and Woody's a strict vegan. So out of respect for Woody, very often people will eat vegan around Woody. So Mark was eating vegan that night, but I just said to Woody, I've tried it before, I can't be vegan, I'm gonna have a burger. So I ate the meat, we had a couple of glasses of wine, and then because I'd known Woody before this and hadn't met Mark, Woody said to me, go ahead, do it. And I said, do what? He said, well, hypnotize Mark, show him that hypnosis is real. So right there and then I performed what's called an instant induction hypnosis on Mark Ruffalo and knocked him straight into Cloud Cuckoo Land. So he was passed out at the dinner table, and I got him to imagine and envisage that he was the Hulk again. But this time, as the Hulk, he could only see the color green. So I made him believe that he could only see the color green. And I said, eyes open, wide awake. And he lost his mind, like completely lost his mind at the dinner table and freaked out because genuinely he could only see green. Now then, of course, I re-hypnotized him, put him back to normal in every single way. And then the end of the story is this. Many years later, when I was working on Now You See Me 2, Mark says that he was just playing along and pretending to be hypnotized. Woody's not sure if he was hypnotized or not. And I know for sure that he was hypnotized. So now we've got a three-way opinion on what actually happened that very night. And where the truth lies, no one truly knows. That's my story.
That is a hell of a story, Graham.
Okay. So initially, I know for a fact that Keith worked on those movies because I've watched those movies and I love those movies. So I know Keith was involved. So that's definitely true. But did Keith hypnotize Mark Ruffalo when he first met him? Like, he's a big time Hollywood star and it's the first time. Would you hypnotize him?
I also don't think Woody Harrelson is a vegan. I'm pretty sure I've seen videos with him eating big pieces of steak.
Okay, well, Keith, what did Woody Harrelson order that night?
So he ordered grilled asparagus, and he had, with his glass of water, he had organic wine.
Jeez, just asparagus on the plate. It's like something you'd serve a rabbit.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, and I did miss grilled artichoke as well. Asparagus and artichoke.
All right.
See, that sounds very believable to me.
Yeah.
That does. But the Mark Ruffalo stuff.
Mark Ruffalo.
Do you get intimidated in front of A-list celebrities, Keith, or are you very relaxed around them?
I'm normally very relaxed. However, the last time that I got intimidated by a celebrity was actually on the set of Now You See Me 2 in Longcross Studios in London, where Morgan Freeman challenged me to read his mind. So I pretty much pooped my pants when Morgan Freeman did that to me.
Okay, but I think Mark Ruffalo is very nice. I think
he's very nice.
He wouldn't be trying to big show Keith.
Keith, would you remember the name of the restaurant that you went to?
No idea whatsoever.
Okay. And how long was Mark hypnotized for?
Approximately 2 minutes.
Okay.
And had you ever done something like that before?
Yes, many times, but not with a major Hollywood celebrity.
Like, as you said, Graham, we know for a fact he worked on those films.
So how long were you friends with Woody Harrelson?
Oh, so at that stage, I knew Woody I'm going to say in or around 3 months.
Okay. See, I think Woody would have been kind of do the thing.
Yeah.
And Keith would have been like, yeah, fair enough.
Have to.
We're still kind of newish friends. So
also, they're drinking lots of wine.
Yeah. I am saying this. Yeah. I think we're the same.
Yeah.
You go for
You
it.
go for it,
Okay.
brother.
Keith Barry, myself and Nathan believe you, but is it true?
Yes, it is true.
We got it.
In there.
So why is Mark Ruffalo telling us that you didn't hypnotize?
That's what happens with nearly every person who's ever been hypnotized. Afterwards, they say, like, I'll give you an example. Out of the thousands of smokers that I've helped stop smoking, every single one of them says after the fact, but I wasn't hypnotized. Well, if you weren't hypnotized, how did you not manage to give up smoking ever before that one moment in time that you were hypnotized by me? So here's what happens. Most people, once they've been hypnotized, they always make up some kind of an excuse in their brain as to what just happened. So I am 100% certain, by the way, just so we're super clear now that I'm telling the truth, that he actually was really hypnotized. Another story that I was going to tell, actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, go on, Keith. I love this.
Was I was in between these two stories because this isn't a story I don't think I've ever told. Again, it involves Woody, because I was just trying to think of something that has a sniff of believability, but then you might think, well, it's so unbelievable but believable, it's unbelievable, if that makes sense. So ultimately, Woody said to me, Woody says, let's meet for dinner in the Chiltern Firehouse in London, which is this kind of celebrity hangout place, right? And we were working on Now You See Me Too, and I turned up, and I couldn't believe it, because when I turned up, he was sitting there, and he was having like drinks with Kylie Minogue and Rita Ora. I'm like,
oh, Rita.
And I'm like, oh, this is going to be kind of interesting. So it was just me, Woody, Rita Ora, and Kylie Minogue hanging out and having drinks. And then I just did like loads of mentalism and magic and hypnosis. And I'll never forget it. Kylie Minogue started ordering like really nice Japanese whiskey. So we're doing shots of Japanese whiskey with Kylie Minogue. I didn't even know she drank. I was like, this is brilliant. Like, so yeah, I did loads of magic, and I stuck one of Kylie Minogue signed a playing card, and I stuck it, like it vanished from the deck and turned out stuck to the ceiling of the Chiltern Firehouse. So that was another story that I thought you might fall for and not believe, you know.
I don't think I would have believed that.
Wow.
I don't think I would have. Keith Barry, thank you so much for joining us. You are currently on tour and you have a new book out. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Sleep Hacks is the brand new book. And for those of you that are struggling with bad sleep or bad sleep habits, it's packed with hacks to bring you into a peaceful night's slumber. But you get to create your own system from the book. So you pick one hack per section. So there's 3 sections: the physical, the conscious mind, and the subconscious mind. And ultimately you pick one hack from each section. You combine those for 21 days to create your own system to get you into a nice, peaceful, restful night's sleep. So yeah, Sleep Hacks. It's in all good bookstores right now.
How's your sleep? How many hours do you get, Keith?
So I get 7 hours of sleep a night. It's not unbroken because I'm one of those people who wake up in the middle of the night, but I've got solves for that in the book. So when I wake up, I immediately get back to sleep within 60 seconds. So there's a lot of people that have that problem, but when they wake up, they can't get back asleep. So I've created solutions for that using self-hypnosis. And that's really the essence of the book, is self-hypnosis and how you can hypnotize yourself to get back to sleep super fast in the middle of the night before you go to sleep. And it's packed with hacks. Did you know, like, here's a crazy thing. Did you know 2 kiwis 2 hours before bedtime will naturally release melatonin into your system and aid your sleep? 2 kiwis a night. I've done that, and I'm telling you now, my sleep increased. I measured this using a Whoop device and all these kind of things. My sleep immediately changed, increased by about 33%. Just by doing that one little hack. 2 kiwis 2 hours before bedtime.
Be a fan of kiwis, Graham?
I've never had a kiwi.
Really?
I've never eaten a kiwi.
Oh God.
But I might try
Had a
it.
kiwi? That's a lie. Come on. What do you know?
I've never had a kiwi. Do you believe me?
I do.
Keith, you are a legend.
Sure.
Thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure to chat to you. And thanks for joining us on the show. Thanks, Keith.
Thanks for having me, lads. Cheers.
Hey, Keith. Take care, brother.
All right. Thanks, lads.
Appreciate all that.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.